Hello friends, BRICS. Once again, American President Donald Trump, the king of tariffs, is talking about BRICS again and again. Right now, the BRICS summit just concluded in Brazil. That's a country right next to America. As global leaders gathered there, Trump suddenly started attacking BRICS. First, he used strong words. Then came economic threats like financial terrorism. He warned, if any country joins BRICS and goes against America, I will put tariff on them. And now Trump has slapped a huge 50% tariff on Brazil, the country which just hosted BRICS summit. In BRICS, the letter B stands for Brazil. Earlier, Trump dropped real bombs on Iran. Now he has dropped an economic bomb on Brazil. At first, it looks like Trump is fighting a political war inside Brazil. Why? Because he is a strong supporter of Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro. We will explain this in detail, but before that, let's ask, why does BRICS make Trump so angry? Why does he get uncomfortable when he hears the name BRICS? America leads the rich G7 countries. Then why is it afraid of a group of developing or poor countries? Let's find it out in this video. Please stay with us till the very end. 50% tariff on Brazil. US President Donald Trump has announced a 50% tariff on Brazil. He said every product coming out of Brazil will now have a 50% tax. 50% is not a small number. Only China got a higher average tariff, about 145%. So Brazil is now the second highest on the list. This is a big step in ongoing clash between Trump and Brazil's government. You should also know Jair Bolsonaro is very close to Trump. During his first term, Trump praised Bolsonaro a lot. He even called him South America's Donald Trump. That bond is still strong in Trump's heart. Right now, Bolsonaro is facing big political cases in Brazil. He is blamed of starting riots after elections, but Trump continues to support him. Recently, US officials in Brazil made a public statement. They said Bolsonaro is being treated unfairly in politics. They said he is a victim of political vendetta, political persecution. That statement started a new conflict with Brazil. The Brazilian government opposed it. They even summoned the US ambassador. Soon after that, Trump started speaking against the Brazilian government. Not only that, he also began attacking the entire BRICS group. Now he has put a 50% tariff on Brazil. Extra tariffs for BRICS countries. Friends, Donald Trump is using trade as a weapon. He is spreading financial fear across the world. His method is aggressive and clear. From Vietnam, he takes goods at zero tax, but he puts a 20% tax on their goods coming into the United States. He is planning to do the same with other countries too, especially those that don't follow America's rules. Now he has given the same warning to BRICS nations. He said, if any country who is involved in activities of BRICS, which just stays in BRICS, and stands against the United States, I'll add a 10% extra tariff on them. No exceptions. Trump had said similar things before as well. When there were reports of BRICS planning a new currency, Trump gave a strong warning. He said, I will put a 150% tariff on BRICS countries if they try to create a new currency. Now, whether these tariffs will really happen or not, it is a separate thing to discuss, but Trump's bold statements and aggressive behavior, it is enough of an indication. They show that America is clearly afraid of BRICS. Why is America afraid? To understand this, we must look at the competition between BRICS and G7. G7 is a group led by America. It was created in 1975. The countries in G7 are America, France, UK, Germany, Japan, Italy, and Canada. Earlier, Russia was also part of it, but in 2014, Russia captured Crimea, the Ukrainian territory, Crimea Peninsula. Other countries didn't like this, so Russia left G7. After that, Russia turned its focus towards BRICS. BRICS officially started in 2009. In the beginning, it wasn't very powerful. In fact, it wasn't even well planned. The idea started from just one report and one new word. The word came from economist Jim O'Neill. He worked at Goldman Sachs. In 2001, he wrote a report called Building Better Global Economic BRICS. He used the word BRIC to describe Brazil, Russia, India, and China. He said these countries are growing faster. He also said they could compete with G7 in future. After that, the four countries began informal talks. In 2006, during the UN meeting in America, they met on the site. That was their first official talk about forming BRIC. On June 16, 2009, the first BRIC summit took place. It was held in Yekaterinburg, Russia. At that time, there were only four countries: Brazil, Russia, India, and China, so it was called BRIC. In 2010, South Africa joined, then it became BRICS. Today, 10 countries are part of BRICS. Along with the original 5, Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, and UAE also have joined. More countries are interested in joining. This is now a big problem for the hegemony of United States. BRICS growing faster, US losing grip. Friends, BRICS is growing faster. That is why America and Trump are worried. In 2009, BRICS countries had 23.7% of the world's GDP. Now listen carefully. This number by 2024 has gone up to 36.8% of the world's GDP. By 2030, it may reach almost 50%. That is what global reports are saying. In 2009, BRICS had a total GDP of $9,611 billion. In 2024, it has grown to $72,183 billion. By 2030, it may reach $110,000 billion. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, has also made this prediction. Even in population and youth power, BRICS is so strong. BRICS countries together have 42% of the world's population. India and China, the two most populated nations, are both in BRICS. Even in labor and technology, this group is powerful. If BRICS keeps rising, it can truly challenge America's power. That is what troubling Trump. On the other hand, G7's strength is going down. In 2009, G7 countries had 36.5% of global GDP. In 2024, it dropped to 28.9%. In 2030, it may go down to just 26.3%. Gaining in exports. Not just in GDP, BRICS is also catching up in exports. In 2009, there was 19.3% gap in exports between BRICS and G7. By 2024, this gap has come down to 9.6%. This is as per World Bank data. China is the biggest exporter in BRICS. It exports goods worth $3.6 trillion every year. China dominates electronics, machines, clothes, and plastic, and rare earth magnets, rare earth minerals and material, and also for some extent in pharma ingredients. Now let's see India. India is the second biggest economy in BRICS. India exports goods worth about $770 billion per year. India is doing well in IT, software, and outsourcing services. Russia, Brazil, and South Africa are also focusing on production. United Arab Emirates and Iran have also joined BRICS now. These are all rich countries. That makes BRICS even stronger. More countries are lining up to join. America is scared that it may lose its hold on global trade. Spreading to the length and breadth of the world, BRICS is no longer just about the economy. It is growing in every area. At first, it was only an economic group, but now it is becoming a safe space for US rivals. Anyone who opposes America politically, economically, or ideologically is moving towards BRICS. Even Turkey wants to join. That is surprising because Turkey is part of NATO, which is led by the United States. This shows how powerful BRICS is becoming. Gulf countries and allies like India are also supporting BRICS. That may change the oil market and global trade. China and Russia are trying to grow BRICS very faster. They are also trying to bring a new currency. This currency may reduce the power of United States dollar. India hasn't confirmed this yet. India hasn't officially told anything about it. In fact, no BRICS country has spoken about it outrightly, but all BRICS countries secretly want to break dollar dominance, that's for sure. That is very clear. And America is the reason behind this wish. If BRICS becomes stronger in politics, economy, and military, it may shake America's global control. That is why Trump is warning again and again. He says BRICS is becoming an alternate global power. But it is not easy. Still, BRICS and G7 are not equivalent. There is a big difference between them. BRICS does not have unity like G7. G7 is made up of rich, developed countries. But most BRICS countries are still developing or poor. The average income in G7 is $54,000 per person. In BRICS, it is just $14,000. BRICS is a mix of different ideologies, different cultures. There is communist country like China and kind of pseudo-democracy or a dictatorship of Putin in Russia. There are democracies like India, Brazil. There are monarchies like UAE and religious dictatorship like Iran as well. And some members are enemies like China and India or UAE and Iran. But G7 countries are well coordinated. They work together better. G7 also has NATO, a strong military grouping, except Japan. All G7 countries are in NATO. Even Japan has strong defense ties with the United States. All G7 countries are already have strong global influence. The US dollar and military power of G7 is on the top. But if BRICS countries unite and focus on development, G7 could lose its power, at least on economic front. And that fear is keeping America and Trump awake at night. Friends, what do you think on this? Let us know your opinion on the comment section below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Keep looking for better. Let's meet again. Namaste.